What's up, guys? It's Dandelions here, and this long weekend we had something a bit different than our usual anime. I've jumped onto YouTube to check out the latest animation from Glitch Productions, the Gaslight District, done by Part Time Seagull. It was only the pilot, came out this Saturday, I believe it was, possibly Sunday. Anyway, that's how I spent my Easter weekend. Let's get into talking about the Gaslight District. What can we say? The animation and overall voice acting of the series was like fantastic. I loved it. Very classical Glitch sort of thing in that 3D sort of style animation. And, you know, messed up in the sense of like the way Glitch has done its other shows before. Let's get into let's talk about, okay, in my notes, let's talk about the couple of let's not call them negatives, let's just call them cons for now. Firstly, there wasn't a lot in the way of explaining the lore. I get it was like a setup episode, that sort of thing. Makes us want more. I'm hoping it's not too long of a wait between episodes. You know, like, hopefully we can like get an episode a month or something dropped, and we can find more about the characters and the place and stuff like that. Part one, so the episode itself was split into 4 parts, or 4 like mini stories that were cohesive all together, but part 1 did start off quite confusing. It was mainly just there to introduce, I guess what you'd call the main characters, the Smiling Dead family, so, you know, Ken the Butcher, Melancholy, Breadhead, and Mud. So I guess that's why it was there. It didn't need much built into it, but watching it as a whole, it all does add up. For me, the only real confusion that comes from anything is just the fact that we have 1 episode right now, and, you know, that leaves a lot of questions on like what the lore is and all that sort of stuff. And unfortunately, with these animated projects, it could be a while before we get the next episode or anything else involved in the Gaslight District, so there will be a lot of online questioning, a lot of, you know, that sort of stuff. But hey, I'm excited to find out more. One thing I found funny was they've all got eternal life in this, I guess, hell they're in. Yet they're still shooting each other up, like mafia bosses and crime families and stuff like that. Like, for me, it was just, I didn't quite understand who they were, or like what they were, I should say. Like, were they once humans? Are they demons? You know, why is Ken the Butcher, is he some sort of fish, but then his son, or adoptive son, I guess, is bread? I don't know. That's kind of really the only dig, pardon me, the only dig I have at this show at the moment, is just there's not much to go on the lore and the backstories of the characters just yet. But I mean, that's going to change. We're literally in the pilot episode. As for the positives, as I said, I love the animation, love the voice acting, love the soundtrack, the overall vibe and feel of the show. It was grotesque and dark, but still, you know, you felt for all these characters, minus the side characters. I will say their interpretation of angels being these like weird, creepy little crow things, love it. Like, just fucking love it. And then another one of my favorite moments is Breadhead. He's by far the funniest character, or the most intriguing character I've found so far. Especially towards the end, he has like a little power-up thing where he rips open a bag of self-raising flour, or like yeast or something like that. So I want to see more into him. Plus, he's just a weird-looking little fella, and you can guarantee that I'm definitely going to do some fan art of him, or, hey, maybe even a cosplay, because that would be goddamn hilarious. The virtues intrigued me. So the virtues are these sort of like, I guess you can call them angels, but not quite angels, scientisty things. They kind of seem like they're the government or the control of heaven somehow, outside of not the angels not really being much other than tools of what seems to be this gigantic, creepy mother angel of sorts, who was actually really, really well animated and like just terrifying nightmare fuel. Other than that, a couple of little things that they threw into it is like things like Ken the Butcher's moments, when he has these weird little moments where he just kind of snaps. Like, is that, I want to see more into his character. And one of my funny personal little moments was there's a scene where our main character Melancholy, she's kind of without giving away anything, a character finds out about something about her that's important to the storyline, but while she's doing it, you know, being the degenerative sort of feel and stuff that they all are, she's in the back of this restaurant, just kind of like reading, I'm guessing it's a porn mag, because she, you know, does the whole blood out her nose and sort of stuff, like the anime weeb thing. But the porn mag itself was actually called Flesh Removed, which just, it gave me a little bit of a chuckle. So, like, all in all, like, the show itself, I found intriguing and funny, very well animated, very well produced, just in general, from everyone who worked on it. The only thing that is bugging me at the moment is just all these little things about the lore and the characters' backstories, and not knowing when we're going to find out more about them. If we're going to, like, if the show continues the way it is, how deep a dive is it going to go into this lore? Because I would really love to learn more. It seems like it's a brilliant show, and it's definitely going to be added to Glitch production favorites, such as Murder Drones and Digital Circus. I think it's, you know, it's great. Glitch themselves are kicking off with an amazing animated year. We're starting off with Gaslight District, and later on in the year we're getting another Dana Terrence project, Knights of Guinevere, which you can guarantee I will 100% be watching, because Owl House was a life-defining thing for me. But no, very much looking forward to see more on Gaslight District. For now, I'm going to give it, I'll give it a 7.8 to an 8.2. Just because being a pilot episode, it was more of just a setup. Let's go further on that line. Let's just stick with an 8.2 for the pilot episode. I know it was a setup episode, it's to introduce the characters and stuff, but I do kind of like wish we got a bit longer learning about certain things instead of so many open-ended questions. But hey, we're going to learn more by the end of it, and hopefully it keeps going on the up and up, and we get an amazing series out of this. My hat's off to Part-Time Seagull. Brilliant character design, brilliant animation. Honestly, wish I could be up to standards like that. So to Glitch Productions, everyone that worked on Gaslight District and Part-Time Seagull, you have got a definite fan for this entire season, and probably more after that. Let's see how it goes, because I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think you should jump on YouTube and give it a watch now. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channels and my social medias, TikTok and Instagram, the links will be down in below. Make sure you follow me, and let's see what else we can get animation-wise. See you all again soon, and hope you had a wonderful long weekend. Mwah!